Put your hands together for Mark Roman!
Yeah!
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, you guys ready for more show?
Yeah!
Alright, more entertainment. What? More entertainment. Oh, well, we've got it here. We've got shitloads of entertainment for you. We're going to start things off, though, with a great guest. I never tire of introducing this man. He's a super talent. I'm always just so honored and happy to have him here on the stage. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together for Mark Roman, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah!
Oh, gosh, thank you. Alright, I'm very excited. I've got a book that's going to be published, not out yet, but it's, yes, thank you. The Exit Theater is actually publishing a collection of my short stories, and the book is entitled Practical Tales for Children and Other Stories, and then there's a little warning, not for children, right? Stories are not for children. And many of them are fabulous stories. They're all good. I have to admit, I really like it. An original mind working. But this story's not on that ilk. It's kind of it's a funny story. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Roman is going to read to you The Illustrated Tom. People always want to know about my tattoos. Do the tattoos have stories behind them? I'd have to say, yes. Each tattoo says or marks something important in my life. Some people think of their lives as a novel, or even a book. I think of my life like that too, but my life's more like a picture book. Do tattoos make your life more interesting? Do tattoos create colorful designs that map out a colorful life? Only the sages can answer those bigger questions. But I can show you my tattoos and tell you the stories of my interesting life. Let me take off my shirt. As you can see, I wear an undershirt. But don't worry, there are tattoos under that too. You see the dragon with the red eyes that covers my left arm and shoulder? Well, the dragon is a very important symbol to the Eastern peoples. The dragon represents good fortune and power, and it's scary. I got this tattoo after I got a chance to meet and shake the hand of Steven Seagal, the amazing actor, fighter, and hero. I was walking down the street when all of a sudden there's Steven Seagal coming out of a Quiznos. I stop and say, Steven Seagal, let me shake your hand. I've seen all your movies. And he backs up and he gives me a mean look and he says, it'll cost you $20 to shake my hand. And then he starts to walk away. He must have figured I was a bum because of the way I was dressed or something, but I was lucky. I had $27. I said, here's $27. And I gave him the money and I shook his hand. I shook it up and down. It was super. It was great. That's why I got the dragon. Good fortune. That's for having the $27. Power and scary. That's Steven Seagal all over the bastard. You see that dark blue hot dog with the smiley face? I got that when I threw my first barbecue. I was living in the Sunset District in a mother-in-law apartment out by the Foggy Beach. It was almost sunny that day and I had an inspiration. I went to the 7-Eleven and bought a barbecue setup and some hot dogs and called a friend. We sat out in the yard on chairs from the kitchen and drank a lot of beer. My friend Steve, who's kind of an artist, gave me the tattoo after we finished the 12-pack and started on the Almaden blush wine. He used a pen, a knife, and a potato. And I was so loaded I only yelled once. And that's because he accidentally set fire to my Hawaiian shirt with his cigarette. We got into a fight a few years ago, Steve and I, over who sang the hit song Sledgehammer. He thought it was Phil Collins. Ass. I haven't talked to him since, but I still have the artful tattoo. The Tasmanian Devil on my right bicep is the first tattoo I ever got. I got that one in honor of my graduating junior high school. There's a long story there. Okay. But you see this one? The beautiful lady angel with the machine gun? I got that to commemorate my near-death experience on Clear Lake. I was with a bunch of so-called friends staying at the cabin on Clear Lake. They were snorting a lot of meth and then riding the jet ski on the lake. It did look like a lot of fun, driving a jet ski on meth. But I'm real afraid of the water because I can't swim. I can't even get my face wet without panicking. Finally, at the end of the day, though, I got up enough courage to try the thing. I've driven a motorcycle before. My friend said it was just like that, except that you were on water. I took a blast of the yellow speed from this chick's fingernail, and then got on the jet ski, and zoom away I went. I didn't do nothing fancy. I just went straight out into the lake. After about a half hour, when I was just getting the hang of riding the thing, did you know there aren't any brakes on a jet ski? There was a sputter, and then nothing. I run out of gas. I was in the middle of the lake, just sitting there with no power. The sun had just gone down, and there wasn't anyone around me. And that began the longest night of my life. On that jet ski in a state of terror all night. I tried to stay awake because if I fell in the water, I was a goner. I just had to keep sitting. Once in a while, I would flap my arms and sort of stand up a little bit from going numb, keep from going numb. But mostly I just sat there. By morning, I must have fallen asleep because I was wakened by something hitting my head. I was about 15 feet from shore and some little kids were throwing pine cones at me. I croaked, "Help, help, help me." And the kids got on their inflatable mattresses, kicked their way into the lake and pulled me to shore. I wanted to give the kids some money for saving me, but my wallet was at the cabin, so I just gave them some cigarettes and shook their little hands. After I went back to the cabin, I tore into my so-called friends for not sending help. But they said they thought I must have found a party on the other side of the lake or something. They were more interested in where the jet ski was now than how I nearly died a watery death. I told them to all F off and walked out of that place and never saw those guys again. My near-death experience turned my life around. Now I say no to drugs and jet skis. And because I'm reasonably sober, I still like to take a beer and do an occasional hit on the doobie, I got a job. I wash in gas rider rental trucks. Okay, now off to the undershirt. You see that row of skulls and roses that runs down my spine? Those are for the ladies. Every time I get a girlfriend or a girl kisses me, I get a tattoo. And ladies, I still have room on my lower back for you. Of course, there's Mom. The flying snake with the rabbit in the mouth is for my dear sweet Mom. When I quit my addiction to spiky pork rinds, I got that one on my chest. The porky pig with the knife in its head. And the spider web between my thumb and forefinger was to celebrate getting a DSL hookup. I could go on and on talking about my tattoos and myself, but believe it or not, I'm getting kind of shy. You would think that a guy with a hard body covered in pictures would be used to people looking at him. But like this girl once said about me, I'm kind of like a gorilla in a zoo that sits with its back to you. Shy, but with a nice ass. I'll show you one more. That's Spuds McKenzie just below my pants here. That crafty old dog had to go in on those Budweiser commercials in the 80s. You don't see him anymore on TV, but you know where to look. You'll know where to find him. Yeah.